everyone. Another message from Facebook. So here we go. I had planned on writing a book about the golden child because, as God knows, I am an encyclopedia on this topic. I don't know how many years I have journaled about the golden child. Of course, I am the black sheep of the family. Never mind years of accomplishments that included getting several gold and platinum albums and being a Grammy voter, while my lazy brother lives off our late father's trust fund. I was disinherited for having the nerve not to follow in my narcissistic father's footsteps. Fun is, another person, I have quite a few people who are musicians or within the music world, and your story is actually very similar as it starts to someone else's who I read in the music world as well. My biggest sin was deciding to work in the music business. My father wanted me to be a secretary. He told me I'm so stupid that being a secretary would be the most I could ever hope to accomplish in life. Now, my mother's a good artist, and that's what her parents told her as well. Go be a secretary. So it really screwed things up for my parents when I started getting successful and I was written up in the press and I was hanging out with a lot of people like the late Frank Zappa. This wasn't supposed to happen because I was supposed to be the failure. In my parents' eyes, I was such a failure that I even failed at being a failure. Yeah, well, when they decide you're going to be a failure, no matter what you do, no matter what accomplishments you have, you're always going to be a failure in their eyes until you live that prophecy for them. I saw my first video of yours tonight and it totally hit home. My brother is so effed up from being the golden child enabler. He can't think any thoughts of his own. He can only mimic my narcissistic parents. They dictated to him what to wear, what to think, and what to do. He is so messed up. To me, the worst part of it is what he is now doing to his kids. They must submit to his will, which is the will of my dysfunctional narcissistic late father. These poor kids have no self. They must mimic my brother, who is the one who is one of the most screwed up people I have ever met. I feel really bad for them, but I have been banned from speaking to them. I would be a bad influence on them. I look forward to seeing the rest of your videos. This message I am writing to you is very simplistic, as it is just an introduction, and I don't want to get too deep into it yet. I do not know how private messaging with people on YouTube. That's why I'm writing this message on Facebook. I have watched all of Valkin's videos, and I believe I read his Malignant Narcissism back in 2001 or 2002. I have bought every book on narcissism and the family systems that I could find for years. I have read everyone from Alice Miller to Claudia Black and beyond. Thankfully, my father has passed away. Although he still controls my brother and his grandchildren from beyond the grave, I had to do a no contact with my mother, which began in the early 90s. We black sheep are the lucky ones, I promise you. My little brother traded his brain to be the special genius. I am really glad to have found your channel based on the first video I saw on it. I expect to be hella entertaining. Pleased to meet you. Google me sometime if you ever get a chance. And that's a good way of putting it, is the narcissist will control you and the golden child from beyond the grave. But you're right in that the black sheep do end up being the lucky ones who discover what narcissism is, because we're the ones strong enough to go no contact and end it. And you can see the golden child will carry on the narcissist's abuse through their own children, because that's all they know and that's all they understand. So we spent so many years resenting them, rightfully so, and being jealous of them. But we can see they're just as fucked up as we are, except they're still trapped in the swamp of narcissism with no way out, being controlled from beyond the grave by the narcissist for the rest of their life, sacrificing their own relationships and their own children to the dead narcissist as well. And again, this is another talented person, another person in the music industry who has followed the same path. Now, maybe the industry has something to do with it as well, being very narcissistic, okay? But It was decided early on that you were going to be the failure, your brother was going to be the golden child, and he should be the one with all the success. And now the narcissist will never allow that to happen, because then they would have to say, I was wrong. You're the one with the talent and not him. And the narcissist is never going to admit they were wrong. So what they need to do is they need to make that prophecy come to fruition one way or another. So they're going to use your successes against you. They're going to make anything they can to seem like a failure, just so they don't have to admit that they are wrong. And now your brother is being controlled from beyond the grave, stuck in the swamp of narcissism. He made his bed, let him lie in it. Thank you for your message and your support. I really do appreciate it. To everyone else, you can see these stories line up, one after another, after another, after another. They all use the same narcissistic grab bag, okay? And you can see the golden child ends up being controlled from beyond the grave. It's the way it is, folks. It's the way it is. So the only way to gain clarity through all this, remember, no contact and stay no contact. Thank you very much for watching. Again, if you like this channel, please consider donating to the GoFundMe link in the description box. And again, if you want your story read and you make a contribution, you go right to the top of the list and you immediately have a video made, which I will send back to you. This is Ollie Matthews. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all again very shortly. Take care.